Again, we have an opportunity to experience the conversion of one of the greats, Peter. Although most of the time in this reading he's called Simon, and maybe in the middle we heard Jesus refer to him now as Simon Peter. I wonder if that struck him, because that's the first time, at least in Luke's gospel, that we hear that difference, that Jesus is calling him by a new name. And we know that that also is translated or comes from the word Cephas or Cephas, which we heard in the first reading. That means rock. So right now that Peter is probably not aware of what that implies, and yet we know more because of our ability to look back and experience the firm foundation of faith. And that's not just listed in Peter's strength, although I'm sure he is a pretty strong person, but in his weakness. It's based upon his awareness of his now growing total dependence on God, and when he reacts or responds to Jesus' command, that there's this overwhelming catch, something that was kind of outside their abilities for whatever day that day, it didn't catch anything. So it seems to me that Jesus is offering us, and St. Luke is helping us to see that as we grow in our spiritual journeys, God gets to know us and maybe gives us a new name. I'm not sure what that is or how that will interpret for all of our lives, other than that it's something new happening, and it deserves to be named. And that's this conversion of heart and awareness that on his own he can't do it and didn't. But at Jesus' command, he's able, and this produce there is a result of that. So as we grow in our spiritual lives, we recognize what I think that first reading was kind of the contrast of being foolish in the eyes of the world, because we realize that it's not a success in our spiritual lives. It's not based upon our efforts. It's met first and foremost by Jesus' desire to enter into our lives as forgiveness in the flesh. So we can't earn it. It's not possible. But in response to Jesus' command, we can welcome it now and then grow in a way that's moving forward, spreading that same message. That was something that took Peter a while, and will continue to journey with him. He stumbles and sometimes tries to tell Jesus what to do, but we know that Jesus corrects him and tells him to keep walking behind him. Follow me. And that's what I sense Jesus is helping them to learn now, that it's this by response to his command. So whatever that might be for our own lives, it may be different as far as what that looks like. Our vocations may not be the same, but it is the same in the sense of our welcoming Jesus' abundance in a way that would keep us always mindful of that need for us, our total dependence on God. That's, I think, what we're being reminded of here. And that sometimes can be a little intimidating, and yet it seems to me that the way forward ultimately is an acceptance of that and a welcoming of that in a way that would then let Jesus' abundance work through us in a way that we can never do on our own. We realize that now. Peter's realizing it more and more. And I wonder, as we grow, maybe we've already begun to hear it. I don't know what it might be. As Jesus calls us by a new name, maybe it'll somehow mean something special like faithful one.